Adverbs are added to verbs to give you a little more information about the verb. Remember, adjectives are added to nouns to modify nouns. Adverbs are added to verbs. Pretty easy concept, right? Now in English, these are often the ly words. So for example, this is one of my favorite places to be, sitting by a lake contentedly. By the way, painted by my youngest daughter, Taryn. I love this picture. It's what I like to do most. Sit contentedly by the lake. Or here is my niece, Annette, fishing peacefully by the lake. Or here is Julie holding a puppy joyfully. Or here's a picture of Taryn presenting for you a fruit plate enthusiastically. Or here is Christy and Taryn looking at you stupidly. So you get the idea. All these ly words, adverbs. Now, adverbs are not always ly words. In fact, one of the most common adverbs is not. So if I talk right now, I talk. If I not talk, you can see how not, it negates the verb. So actually, the negator is an adverb. So there are more, and we'll see this. But the beautiful thing about Greek adverbs is the fact that they don't change form. Yeah! Hallelujah! Once you learn an adverb in Greek, you know it. Because like adverbs don't change form to match the verbs they modify. Oh boy, that would be a mess. Well, thank goodness they don't do this. So once you learn an adverb in Greek, you know it. Let's take a look at some. Ain't this a beautiful sight? Here it is, all of the adverbs used more than 50 times in the New Testament. And you'll recognize this first one, of course, right off the bat, amen, truly. So if I say truly, truly, I say, obviously the truly is modifying the saying. I say, how do you say? You say truly. Or here is one of Mark's favorite adverbs. You'll see it again and again in Mark's gospel. Immediately, Jesus went there, or they did that, or immediately, the guards showed up. He likes euthus. Also, a very common adverb is just the negator, not. And we know that we have may, which actually negates non-indicative moods, and ou, or uch, or uchi. Now, those are just depending on the letter that follows. It all just means not. So obviously, if you have a concept like, I don't know, jump, and then if you say not jump, that's an adverb. It changes the meaning from something that is to something that is not. So not is a very common adverb in the New Testament. Now you will notice that many of the adverbs don't end in ly. The translations into English, obviously not, doesn't. So you'll have to get used to this, but you will be able to see in every case that these adverbs are tied to some verb and they modify a verb. Let's look at a few in John 1. Now what we see when we work our way through John 1 is that adverbs aren't that common. And they're fairly simple, really. So here's choris, not a very common adverb, actually. It just means apart. So came to be apart from him, not one thing. So the coming to be, if you take away the apart from him, then it changes the meaning very much. So we're talking about a coming to be that is apart. So you can see how choris modifies egenita. Now this is sort of an odd one because it's hooked up with a conjunction. Let's skip down to some easier negators and we'll see they're very common. So the light in the darkness is shining, and heiskatia, alta, u, kat eleben. The darkness did not understand it or overcome it. Now, if you take the u out of here, you can see it changes the meaning a lot. The darkness did understand it. That's very different. So the negator, obviously, hugely important. But it just takes the verb and turns its meaning 180 degrees around. Pretty simple, right? So here, for example, not was that one the light. It's very different than he was the light. No, he was the light. Okay, here we have it knew not. So again, not modifying the verb, not they received here. His own ones did not receive. Okay, kind of notice all these oohs here, okay? So the negator here, the not, is a very common form of the adverb. And I'll just skip them from now on because they're so simple, really. They just negate the verb. Here we have an interesting one. God, no one has come to see at any time. So do you see how at any time modifies has come to see? Take that verb out. God, no one has come to see. Well, that's a little bit different than adding that little explanation at any time, ever. So the ever modifies the coming to see. It's an adverb, modifying a verb. Here we have some more nots. Remember, it's oo, ook, uchi, all of these different forms of not. So let's see if we can find anything more interesting. Are you getting the picture here? Look at all these adverbs. They're all nots. Here's one. So Jesus sees John coming to him and saying, okay, and he says, I should say. So Jesus sees John, but the seeing happens on the morrow. The next day he sees. So do you see how the morrow, the next day, modifies the seeing? He sees on the next day. It's an adverb. It modifies the seeing. Okay, let's see if we can find. Here we got it. It goes again. On the morrow, he was standing again. So again, pollen is a fairly common one, actually. Again, he was standing. So again is an adverb. How about this one? You abide, all right? Where do you abide? Where abide you? Abide where? So pu here modifies menes, another adverb. And here we have it again. And how about first? So this one finds his own brother, okay? But this one finds first. First he finds. So proton is an adverb modifying the finding here. Adverbs modify verbs. Here we go again on the morrow, the next day. And by the way, it's interesting as you read more Greek, you find that certain writers are fond of certain words. You can see how John sort of likes this on the morrow, where like with Mark, he really likes immediately, euthus. How about this one? Truly an Israelite. Now, what is truly modifying here? I don't even see a verb here to connect. This one is for something later. So truly, and here we have an implied verb in Greek. The verb that's missing is estin. Truly, this is an Israelite in whom there is no deceit. Not there is. Here we have ook again with it is. But so the verb here, estin, it is missing. And Greek does that sometimes. So here we have an adverb, and it's not obvious what this one hooks up with because it's not expressed. Truly, this is an Israelite. So the truly is modifying the to be verb. Truly it is an Israelite in whom deceit not it is. Okay. How about this one? How do you know me? So Nathanael says to Jesus, how do you know me? You know me, but pothen, how? How do you know me? Whence do you know me? What's your source? Okay, of course in English we would just say, how do you know? And here we have the very familiar, truly, truly, I say. So the truly is modifying the saying here. The sailing, I guess if you like. I say truly to you. So there you have it. Adverbs are simply added to verbs to give you more information about the verb. When you come across an adverb, you find the verb and you add it. Okay, you get it. Thankfully, these don't change form in Greek, so this can be done very easily.